Hey, what's up, Wendy fan? I want to talk to you about remaining joyful when things don't go your way. They say life is what happens to us when we're busy making plans, and I find that saying to be so true. Even after choreographing every step and calculating every twirl and turn, and I still can find myself in the most unforeseen circumstances. The inconsolable disappointment often leaves us paralyzed in the moment, just wallowing in our misfortune, not knowing where we miscalculated. But, well, we did miscalculate. It happens to us all, and you should not allow that to minimize your joy. If we haven't met before, quick, my name is Jen Plykin, your holistic empowerment coach, taking you from a place of stuck to authentic thriving through personal training, group fitness, life and empowerment coaching, nutrition coaching, educational stuff, and motivational things just like this. If you don't know my story, it's one of great struggle and great pain and a lot of things that I just didn't expect to happen in life. Being knocked down and just not understanding why that happened. And if there's one thing I've learned through it all is how important holding on to that joy is. That's one of the key components that will get us through, because misfortune is an unavoidable facet of the human experience. The only win would be to focus on our reaction when things do not go our way. Life is this correlation of sweet and sour, the pain and the hurt, as well as love and everything magical that gives us joy. We do not get to choose or to experience one side of it. It comes as a whole package, and you ought to take it all. We often describe life as a journey, and if we were to look at it, a journey has many intersections, tunnels, uphills, climbs, clear highways, terrible weather conditions. All this can be encountered in one journey. It is an adventure. In these moments when life is somewhat throwing us curveballs and inevitable surprises, we find it difficult to maintain our joy and peace of mind when everything is seemingly falling on us. If you happen to get a lot of those, you're not alone. If your life ends up full of frustration and depression because of all the commotion that reaches you without you planning or being ready for it. We might not be able to protect ourselves from the slings and the arrows that come with life, but we can control how they get to affect our joy and our well-being. Through disappointment, strings of pain, and confusion, we can still maintain unexplainable state of joy. When you find yourself engulfed in one of these unfortunate events, which you never saw coming, the first step is to stop. Take a breather before reacting in any way. Take a step back and give yourself time to process healthy and evaluate the situation before acting. Often we panic and rush into acting, which in turn can even increase the level of damage since this was never planned. Try and understand what is happening and the reason why you might have found yourself in that particular situation. Can you fix it? If yes, then try to find the best approach. If it is something beyond your control, the next step is to find out how to keep the joy going through it and come out on the other side stronger ultimately. If you're working on getting a promotion, instead you get fired. At that moment, you might see your whole future in a doomed light. But when you give yourself time to process your thoughts and your emotions, you can get to the point of acceptance and understanding that there is hope for a new tomorrow. It might not be the one you anticipated. Trust me, it's happened to me. But it could be one that's better. And you will find joy in that. Vent if you have to. Find someone you can trust and talk to them. It's always a good remedy and clears up the mind and helps you get a better perspective of your situation. And if you're not comfortable with talking or having one, keep a journal. Journal is always great to write down your thoughts and meditate and get your mind in a state of rest. Character cannot be developed in ease or quiet. Only through experience of trial, suffering, can the soul be strengthened, vision cleared, ambition inspired, and success achieved. Helen Keller. The challenges that come with life can serve as blessings in disguise. You ought to shift your attitude when things do not go your way. See it as an opportunity for growth. And once you overcome it, you will come out more polished. Yes, you will have a few battle scars, but you will also have lessons to hold on to for your whole life. You now have the first-hand knowledge of how to deal with loss, pain, and all sorts of misfortune. After learning from a situation and finding ways to get over it, the next steps is to shift your perspective to that of gratefulness. Understand that you could have had it worse than you did. Look around it and find the good things which you can still hold on to and be grateful for. Practice duality with them, with understanding that you do not need to overlook the negatives for you to be joyful. You can find solutions, work through the situation with your joy still in act. Life experience can change you because change is inevitable, but you do not have to allow it to reduce you. In that moment, try to understand yourself. It means redefining and recalculating. Do it. The more tough the situation is, the more glorious the triumph will be. Stop holding on to a problem if things don't go your way. Move on. Don't keep complaining about it. Shift your focus and try to move to the next thing. Embrace the unknown. Be open to taking risks. Be flexible. It often cushions the pain of disappointment. Lastly, life is a journey. Love the journey with all its tweaks because that's what makes it worth living. Embrace it in its fullness, and you will live a life of joy.